one is living with Mashiach. Oh boy, living with Mashiach, which is, in the words that they wrote yesterday, sometimes more difficult or mysterious, and not everyone knows what the Rebbe meant in that area. So it's going to be each month focusing on one of the sichas from the Daled Kislev, and ending off with after Tetzava with the Maimer V'Ata Tetzava as the last month's effort, if I remember correctly. I wrote today in the chat. I don't remember all four. It was Vayeshev is the first one, and then Shmois, and then another one, and then Tetzava. What's the third one? Anyone remember?
I don't remember. I didn't listen to the recording. I do not remember.
Either way, each month is going to have material from the JLI Sichos in English team. There's not going to be as many shiurim as there was like by Tadalts because it was overkill. We're going to have bomb shiurim, my new favorite word in life. So I want to one day give a bomb shiur. People should enjoy as much as Jesse Jacobson.
What's the bomb shiur?
The bomb shiur. That's what Shlomi described Jesse Jacobson shiur as a bomb shiur.
Oh.
So
Like run down there.
that's the general approach. It's going to be the material. I'm not exactly clear. Every month they're going to be releasing on the website the material, and there's going to be shiurim to the thing. There's not really broken out by week as it was. The goal is to hit 120 communities, which last time by Tadalts they had 100. The goal now is to hit 120. They have someone in their office, in Mashiach office, that's job is to make those calls. They also have a kids curriculum coming out to the schools. They want to go to more schools. But as it relates to us, there was a lot of talk about, so where do we fit in? And the arenas that we fit in was content and marketing. So they're going to have marketing on WhatsApp and whatever, and we can help spread that out to people. Content-wise, we had I don't know that we had a resolution at the end of this discussion. If it did, it was after I got up. But it was a lot like the booklet that we had, the Living with Mashiach. It fits, obviously, because that's the whole theme of what they're doing. So if Shulchan can find from the Sichas how they're actually living it, not just from a class, an example of a class that you can say like someone so-and-so did this, and that's living the Sicha, but like we can physically say we are living this now, this is what's going on, like in the second week, and try to build that up. I don't know, Mendy, if you listened any better, or Aaron, you're already on by this point, I know. I don't know that we can't end. There was a lot of discussion about Eretz Yisrael and how we can or can't get them to be involved. And apparently they're very particular. I raised the point that I think that we have to have a path for people that have already learned in the Daled Kislev and are aware of it and into it, and this will ignite that and really kick them off. And then I know that there is a number of people, Shluchim and Anash, that have never touched it, either because they never learned it in yeshiva, or they learned it only in yeshiva, never since then. If they feel it's difficult, if they feel it's controversial, for whatever just reason that they have, they're not, when they hear Daled Kislev, they don't immediately jump up and ready to go into the program. I know that there are also shluchim that just are overwhelmed, that didn't do Tadalts and didn't do the vision conscious timing reason. It didn't catch them. So I just want to make sure we're not all putting our energy into one path and not seeing how we can bring it to a wider range of our own chevra. If anything else was said, I was distracted by my kids. So
by mail, but send me the email. Send me your email.
Did anyone else have any other takeaways from the meeting yesterday?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm in the airport, so I have to speak with a mask on. One of the takeaways were also, I'm sure everyone here, who over here saw the booklet that we gave out, the thousands of shluchim, Living with Mashiach V'Chol. Can anyone share? Can anyone share with us what experience did you have? Did it affect you in any way?
Well, I can say it definitely brought the awareness of, bringing Mashiach into other aspects, it was about like Maidani, Hanukkah, this and that. So maybe
Very
just
good.
because we're so conditioned to do a mitzvah, we don't necessarily associate it with Mashiach.
Mm,
So,
yeah.
as I mentioned, I thought that we could improve a little bit, maybe on some of the writing and this, that, but still, that was like one takeaway message for me.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So as we speak, Rabbi Eliezer Gurkov is actually expanding it as we speak, and Arel Loshak, the two authors, we're looking for maybe another author, and enjoyed it, and they wanted to see being expand. So as he mentioned, we're going to also put Rabbi Eliezer Gurkov mentioned that he's also going to put footnotes. He's going to add to it, and we'd like to also translate the booklet, the handbook, Sheikh handbook in other languages. So it's not a stira, it's not a contradiction to what we were speaking to under the Mashiach office. It can work hand in hand, as we can see. We're basically the booklet is taking it in another level, to a practical level. Actually, whatever we're learning, we should take it to the level which is the bechein of what we're learning. Another thing that we mentioned yesterday was to have the Minatzchim group help out. We need Pashut, all hands on deck, all hands on board, to help out with which he wants to accomplish with the Mashiach office, because he mentioned there were people that got involved in the Minatzchim completely. People that are signing up to Minatzchim, we're assuming that we're here, to actually do exactly 100%. Doesn't matter where you're holding, to stop what you're doing and fulfill, and do whatever you can to what you are requested to do. So the Shleimi from the Mashiach office is actually compiling a list as we speak. He's going to give it to Rabbi Mendy Majeski and myself. I'm going to delegate it to the Minatzchim. That's where we have the Minatzchim to get the word out of whatever it is that's on the list. So please don't ignore we're going to call you or we'll send you a message. Please don't ignore it. This is exactly why we signed on to Minatzchim, is to do whatever you have to do, and it's to drop whatever you're doing, unless you're driving. Unless you're driving or I don't know, anything else. Or middle of the chuppah, or sleeping.
Or sitting in the airport.
Sitting in the airport. It's not, no, you see, I'm on what I call. There's no test for anything. Anyway, so part of the Minatzchim is we got to do whatever we have to do in order to bring this Galas and Pale Mamish. So keep up the good work. And Rez Hashem, what's this? The Blazer, you wanna continue? The Blazer. The Blazer came on.
Just wanted to share what the image flyer from yesterday.
Oh.
Anyone who didn't see, this is the campaign is going to be called We Don't Have to Wait. This is the basic message over here. These are the 6 themes that we're going to be going.
Other positions here also. Okay, so Blazer, you want to continue? Tell us what you're holding with the expanding of the booklet. People want to hear about it. People are very excited about it.
Is that what you're discussing now?
That was part of what we were discussing.
All right, so I received a lot of very good positive feedback from many shluchim, but this booklet was created really quickly in the last minute. And the truth is, most good things happen because you're up against the wall and you have very tight timelines and you have to get it done. But the drawback is that they don't get done properly. So there are a couple of shipurim that have to occur. Number one, we need to get Madam Mekaymis for everything that we have there. So I'm working on that at the moment. And if there's anyone who is able to help with Madam Mekaymis research, then that would be amazing. And I can send you the material and you can see if you can find Madam Mekaymis for things. Some of the things were written lechatchila with a Madam Makim in mind. Those things are easy. Some of the things were written just in Inyan Geret, and for those you have to find a Madam Makim to support it. And if you find a Akapanim and Maisa listed, a Madam Makim listed, then it has to be rewritten. So that's one thing. The other thing is that we now have the book that was written about Miftzayim and Mashiach. So I haven't looked at it, but that's the next piece, that each one of those pieces have to be have to be studied, and then decide how many inserts should go into this book from Mitzayim, because some of what I heard from Shluchim is that currently the book is a wonderful book for any Anash. But in order to make it Shliach unique, and the truth is it wouldn't be unique to Shluchim, which Anash also do Mitzayim. They do Mitzayim all the time. So it would also relate to Anash. But in order to make it a lifestyle that is the kind of lifestyle Shluchim do, it'd be important to incorporate Inyanim of Mitzayim and demonstrate how that leads to Mashiach, especially since it's exactly what the Rebbe talked about when he talked about in Chai Yisrael Nun Beis, L'Kabel Pnei Mashiach, that everything goes through the Shar of Mashiach, everything you do in the course of the day as a Shliach. And then ultimately it's about also rewriting. So that's something that I need to do. And in the end, once everything is completed, at that point, we're going to need to have enough funding to reprint the book. Reprinted, it's going to be a little bit nicer with more color and then a few more pages. You know, there's never going to be full, complete consensus, at least unanimous consensus, you're never going to find. But if you can find general consensus, then that would be a good thing. As of now, the thinking is that the book shouldn't have more than 50 entries, because it becomes too exhaustive. Then it becomes sort of like it keeps going on ad nauseum and people don't even pick it up. One of the milas of the book as it is that it's short enough that people can actually read through it cover to cover in less time than it takes to catch a flight home. So, you know, it's easy to pick it up and run with it. So currently that's the thinking. If other people think different, then by all means, you can speak up. And that's where it's at. So if anybody can help with research, let me know.
I would want to share to everyone a couple of things regarding the book. Some constructive criticism is, first of all, definitely I thought that the writing could be improved in terms of just the flow. And if I can help, I'm pretty good at writing. I'm not the best at grammar, but I'm pretty good at taking things and making them sound good. So if you send me the file, I can, Lena, to try to kind of rewrite and see if you like it or not. The other idea that I had was if you put it in a picture, it's, like Chabad.org, for every article, there's always a picture, even if it's just like a symbolic picture of something. I think it helps a lot. You have Maidani, so you just have a picture of Negavas, something like that. It makes it much easier on the eye, and it's not a very difficult thing to do. I just give it to like a graphic designer just to do that. I don't know. And the third thought that came to mind, I'm kind of friendly with Michal Zelikson. I don't know if you want him on the group or not, but maybe.
He'll be excellent for sources. I'm sorry for interrupting. He'll be excellent for sources.
Right.
Maybe you could get him. And also for
right.
Goyim. You wanted to put in something for Goyim, Shava Mitzvahs maybe? Or something like that?
Are you asking me?
No, I'm just asking. I'm just mentioning it to the group. I think you mentioned it to me, I think.
Yeah, I did speak about that. We need to bring the message of Mashiach to Goyim as well. I don't know if this booklet is that but yeah. Do you think I should I'm not sure if the Minatzchim group is exclusively for Shluchim, if I should invite Michal on it, if somebody wants to reach out, if you want me to ask him, I mean, whatever, I'm happy to help.
You don't have to be a member of Minatzchim to help with the project.
Right.
Tzvi Freeman, for example, was recruited to help, and he's not a member. If Michal can help with getting Mara Mekaymis, then by all means, that would be great. If he can identify things that are taka not as it should be and have to be rewritten, and if he can suggest how, like, other connections with Mashiach, then that would be fine. As far as Goyim are concerned, this book the half of this book works perfectly for Goyim. The one that talks about the bank and the supermarket, but the part that talks about Natilas Yadayim, that doesn't work so well for Goyim.
I just want to say I got a lot of positive feedback when I was passing it out at the Kinnis. And one of the things that got the immediate response was, don't change a thing. They love the simplicity of it and the length of it. A couple guys said, this is amazing. Don't change a thing. That's what he told me.
All right, the old format is still there for the people who don't want to change a thing.
Is it a problem to share the PDF? Like I have a copy.
It's on the Minatzchim group.
It's on the
It's okay
Minatzchim
to
group,
share
by
the
the way.
link. I could just
Yeah.
share right now
Sure.
if you wanted a copy. I definitely think that some of the Hebrew words could be translated for people that don't know what we're talking about. But other than,
Yeah, later,
it's
what-
ready to, it's bite-sized, ready to be shared right now. Each one is a meme waiting to happen.
What's with other
I just wa-
languages?
I
Laser.
just want to know what language Mashiach is with A and O. It's the only thing that confuses me. I know Zusha's email address. I don't want to say
Deiko.
anything, but is that a JLI Lashon?
Yeah, in JLI style, we write Mashiach with an A.
What's with other
That's-
languages? Laser, like Hebrew and other languages. How do we go about that? Because there are many shluchim there. We couldn't give it to them. No, they
I don't
couldn't read
know.
it. It worked.
Who wants to take on other languages? By all means.
So basically we need other people with other languages. Is that what it is?
Yeah, we need translators.
All right. There was someone there that I have to look again. He mentioned that he'd like to do it. I have to go back to him.
I can try to get it done in French.
Oh, okay. So we have French. There we go.
And
And there was someone.
if I can make another little suggestion, you spoke about the length of the book, etc. I think you're right. If it's going to become like a big sefer, it's going to become another tea table, coffee table book, and not necessarily picked up. Maybe it would be good to have a series of booklets divided on different topics, such as one topic specifically to Mivtzoim, the Mivtzoim. Another topic is Yomim Tovim, life, home, business, work. Come up with different ways to break it up, and you have a series of booklets, and they flow. The same idea, probably with the same graphics, the same approach, and this way it becomes like something that you can give it out easy. You don't have to schlep a whole book to give it out to Mivtzoim. And a thought.
It's a very good idea.
Sounds great, by the way. That's a good idea, actually.
I don't know how it relates to the financials, but does it have to be published in a book in order to be, something of this size can go out in text, can go out on the web, can be a daily thought that gets sent out every day. I don't know ownership and money and those kind of things. That's not mine. It's Kentucky, we don't really deal with those kind of things around here. But the quality of material is like not to overwhelm. If we have it available as a resource, a lot of people can access it that way.
It should be available both ways.
I'm sorry. Let me unmute everyone. If anyone wants to say something, I'm sorry. Let me unmute.
Gergov, it may be too early in the process, but do you know if any of these relate to the Sikha of Vayesha?
It's not too early in the process. It's not exactly so. In Inyan Gedet, yes, in the sense that Vayeshev says that the local nimusim, the local culture and climate has to be a mouthpiece for kedusha, for Elokus. Elokus kann sich adui sagen durch jeder nimus von jeder Platz. So in that sense, yeah, you go to the bank and that's a place where Mashiach could be Nizgala. And you go to the cleaners and Mashiach is Nizgala there. So in that sense, it's connected, but it's really a different subject. Here, the subject is primarily Lichir Sim Mashiach. Vayeshev, the subject is primarily that Umadun, the ganze Welt, is eins mit der Eibishter.
Just another thought with regards to, that book that came out that has all the different insights from the Rebbe on different careers.
Yeah,
So
talkabad.org.
So that book can be like one of those booklets that was just mentioned, that idea, Pashut following the same exact careers and just having the Mashiach element. It could be just a good index for us to use as one of those booklets. Just upgrading that to more Mashiach vision conscious, upgraded 2.0.
Can I mention something? Basically, I just wanted to offer, I'm not sure if it's of use, but Baruch Hashem, for a couple of years, I would go through like Mem Chesed Nun Beis, and I'd have to like find it. It's on my website, but I took out quotes. Most of the sichas, what I did is I put them into, it's not like the whole sikha in quotes, but I did like kind of quotable quotes from the Sikha. So if there's somebody that has a need or a use for it, I'll try to to collect it and send it.
Well, we talked about that last Wednesday, the possibility of creating a clearinghouse for Mashiach quotable quotes, little blurbs that Shluchim can use on their social media feeds. So that would be a good resource to start with, Zevi.
Right. Okay, so I will to try to do that. I actually have like one or two articles on Mashiach. So maybe you can send me
If you
like
email me stuff, I
WhatsApp.
can put it up on our website, minatzchim.com, that we have, and we haven't done anything with it. But I can, just as a place to list resources,
Right.
you send it to me, I'll put it up.
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
I didn't know the website, minatzchim.com.
It's there. I didn't do anything with it yet. Wait a second. We
Okay,
were
we
ready
can
at the Kiddush. In case they would have announced us, we were ready for signups, but they didn't. So anyway, we have the website in Hebrew and English.
Oh wow.
By
And
the
one
way,
of
the
the
fact that we
one of
weren't announced
sorry.
on the Kiddush is just a reminder that if we organize things in advance, then things happen. They work a little bit better. It's because it was a last minute application that it didn't work out. And I'm not getting into politics, whether it could have or couldn't have worked out, but L'Poil, if we had submitted a request, a few months earlier, we most likely would have been announced at the Kiddush. So that goes back to what I was saying earlier, that when you do things with time to plan, they come out better in the end.
Yeah, the Rebbe definitely was into that. And I also just wanted to throw out one more thought on living with Mashiach. This is my my little take. I'm sure there are people that know it a lot better, but I think like the whole Aleph, Goyla Gula, it's almost like it's bringing the consciousness of the Eibishter, that there's no dichotomy, there's no chiluk, there's no separation between Gashmius and Ruchnius, and we can live both together. So anyway, for what that's worth, I wanted to share that.
Mein Ban.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's a very big part of the campaign. We don't have to wait.
Right. Oh, very nice. Baruch Hashem. Because like so many people, I think, look at Goyla and Gula as two separate eras. And I actually asked Simi Jacobson at one time, like, what was it about? What were all these sikhs about? So he told me a consciousness shift. So I think that, Rebbe, I mean, obviously all the things matter, but I think that consciousness shift, which like we see that the Rebbe lived that way himself, right? That everything is Kedusha, everything can be used for Kedusha and it's all good. So I think that and the Rebbe says somewhere, I think we was talking about going on Talucha, that you go somewhere to someone and you tell them that, first of all, the Rebbe says about, like, you say the trees are nice and you tell people Mashiach is here. In other words, you're elevating them out of the kind of misery and into the joy. Anyway, so that's just my 2 cents.
Like a positivity bias.
Yeah, something like that. But I think it's more than just positivity, meaning positivity is like, okay, it's positive, but it's like, no, this is the avodah, meaning our avodah, like I'm in Mashiach right now. If my consciousness is that what I'm doing right now is, whether it's a mother with her kid, or whether it's a guy at work, giving meiser, chaimish, or whether it's a shliach, whatever I'm doing, I am geula. This is geula.
From many hats to one hat.
Yeah. In a way, like the whole, I think, Gullus is about like squashing that joy. It's about like making people worry and this and that. And so especially today, like if we had a message of positive message, how what you're doing right now is part of, is part of Avodas Hashem, and it's awesome, and it's obviously a chonah to Mashiach, and it's making Mashiach and all that. So that, like, that I'm sure you're doing it already, but that vision is a very, very like positive vision, and people, even Goyim, I think, would tremendously buy into it.
But this is the handbook. This is exactly what we're trying to do with the handbook.
Right. Great.
And it takes time for people to chop. It takes
Right.
time. You have to feed
Right.
it in. You feed it in. You keep on feeding. This is what the Rebbe did to us all the years.
Right. Exactly. Right.
The biggest challenge is probably getting everything that we have produced out to the world. That's the hardest part.
So we have social media for that reason. No, it was created just for that.
And we have 150 Chavra on this group that could just share it with each one of their people. Or
Exactly.
It might be an idea to, like, when you talk about social media, you do like a meme kind of thing. And even if you shared on the Minatzchim group once a day, let's say something from this book, but it obviously should have decent graphics, have, let's say, a nice picture, maybe a color background. So that makes it very easy for everybody to start sharing that on their personal, network.
Yeah, we discussed that. Right. It's a great idea.
Yeah. Okay.
It has to be done. That's the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
We try to do that, or maybe we're waiting on phone.
I think Bichlal in Minatzchim, I think we need to start making some subcommittees here for translations or memes or little things like this, that we can have a couple guys that want us bang away at one thing.
All right. Another thing also. I'm sorry. Are you done? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not another
I
thing
don't
we
know
were
why I'm
mentioning.
talking Bichlal, so it's fine.
I was mentioning to Ruben, we should need, if anyone is good with PR, to get the things that Minatzchim is doing, to get it out there. Anything they're doing, Bez Hashem, I'm going to complete a nice booklet. I guess we'll wait till it's done completely. Maybe you don't even have to wait, and even, I don't know. Just raise your hand. You got to speak up. Everyone has to speak up. You got to let us know what your talents. We can't read minds. So everybody got to tell us.
Isn't that the theme of the current campaign? We don't have to wait.
Exactly. Very good.
Shmuley, I
We
think
don't-
your
Lane
idea
is still
is
available, I don't
perfect.
know
We
why.
need subcommittees and we need people to step up to
We need
lead.
people to step up, guys.
Anyone
speak.
who is anyone who's leading a subcommittee should then go on the WhatsApp group and say, I'm leading a subcommittee and I need the
Very good.
following talents who can help, respond either in public or in private. We have 150 people. We now have a wonderful talent pool.
someone came up to me and said, I can't believe my brother has become such a big macher, such a leader. How did he do it? So I said, he just started doing something, and that's it. Just start.
At this time, pre-boarding customers.
Yaakov, you could say sitting for now.
So I missed out a few things I had to answer. I urgent call here. So what are the subcommittees that we are looking for? Sorry.
Well, currently we have a few things on the burners. So we wanted to get started with that clearinghouse for blurbs that Shluchim can put on their social media feed. So we have to start collecting that. We don't have writers yet, like a list of writers set up who are going to turn those blurbs into something that is catchy and more like a sound bite. So we need a list of those. So we need a subcommittee for that. We've talked about translating the book once it's in its full state. Once it is in its complete state. So we need people who are in charge of getting it translated, and then we'll also need people in charge of publishing it.
So I can try to, I think I have Baruch Hashem, a little bit of a talent with like blurbs. So Bli Neder, maybe I'll give myself 1 week as a deadline. So you can fire me after a week. If I don't, please do, because it has to happen. But I'll try to put together some of the sichos, which I've already
After
done
1 week, you
quotes.
come on camera?
And the other is I'll try to do Mashiach quotes as well. So let's see, Rabbi Rubenfeld, should I send that to you?
I was just gonna say, is anybody here good at pushing?
That's part
Yeah,
of
but
my
that's
job.
the women's
and-
group, no?
All right, Isaac, would you mind taking that one on just for now?
Yeah.
So that
Okay,
goes back to
Zevi.
what
Me,
somebody
me
mentioned, marketing.
and Mandy
We're gonna have to
Majeski.
put it out to all the shluchim so that everybody knows about it. So we need to market it somehow.
You know, Mandy, can you write down everything that has to be done? That's something we need also someone to write down what has to be done.
Shmuley
Keep on-
started, and I'm going to use what Shmuley said. Shmuley, if you don't mind, just continue what you're doing, and I'm going to copy that into the
And
description.
post it on the.
It'll
what
be
do
in
you
the
call it,
email
on-
it'll be when I send the link to this recording.
Okay.
And I assume one of the more effective marketing tools will be each of us sending it out to our local shluchim WhatsApp groups.
Exactly.
If you have a meme, if you have 3 memes, send it out. Tell people if you want to use it, it's here for free. Use it.
It
And
takes a
then you can
second.
always say, courtesy of the Minatzchim group, to sign up, here's a link.
Yeah. By the way, I was posting crazy stuff before, the Kinnis, Vision Conscious, and also Vikshu, like almost spamming the group. Every time something came out, I would share it with the California group. It's a lot of chevra there. It's like, Yaakov, how many guys are there? There's a lot. How many guys? Maybe like close to 200 guys on that, maybe more. And I thought I was gonna get, contacted by the chief guy on top and tell me to stop, pull back right now. It's enough. It's not for design for this. But when I mentioned it to some of the guys, it's like, sorry for spamming you. He's like, no, it's good. We need it. So I only got positive.
Yeah, that's probably because Mendy, you're such a positive person.
Now I have to cancel that out of the recording. Thanks, Laser.
Don't you dare.
Just further what Mandy was just saying, for those who have seen the Lebed Moshiach for the last 30 years, when it was still in the fax stage, for those who remember, maybe I'm dating myself and I know about the fax, but we used to send a fax. I had the shliach who called me up and says, Zushi, you're sending me every week this sikha on the fax. I accumulate so many shameless in the place where I am. I don't know where to put shameless, but I want to get it. So do me a favor, just send me the headline, Leb mit Moshiach. The rest I'll remember. So it says this. I just need this reminder, the Leb mit Moshiach reminder. Just tell me this part. That's enough. Okay. So Mandy, keep on sending these WhatsApps. It's a reminder. But I don't know who was the one who MZ who was saying that he wants to do blurbs, etc. It's beautiful, but I think, besides writing new ones, which is definitely a great idea, but there is a lot of stuff out there. Is on Chabad.org and all kinds of websites. These things exist. We need somebody to just sit down and who is good at searching on the websites and finding them. L'chaim magazine, as an example, for the last, I think they started this in Tafshin Nun, if I'm not mistaken. If you see the magazine, they have a little on the bottom there. On page 3, Moshiach Matters. These are little blurbs. They've been doing it for the last 30 years. I'm sure if somebody would get in touch with the editor, Yehudis Cohen, I wouldn't be surprised that she has them all online in electronic form and try to get it. There's a lot of stuff out there, so it just needs to be compiled, get together, and then organized and structured. There's a guy in France, I think Chaim Melul, who used to give out for a long time, actually in booklet form, a daily thought on Mashiach, and Pensée du jour de Mashiach. A lot of booklets, a whole series of them. I'm sure that so it needs somebody to collect it. And once you get into it, you find more and more and more and more. So in addition to inventing the wheel, let's use the wheel which is already there and then structuring and organizing it.
Good idea.
So I don't know if I see it just left MZ. I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, my name is
MZ, as you
Zevi.
Americans say. We Canadians say MZ, but maybe he wants to do this too.
Hello?
I hear
Take it
you.
away. Zevi, take it away.
Okay. Yeah. So first of all, it's a good idea. I mean, it's when I was speaking about doing blurbs, I've actually, Baruch Hashem, put out about 80,000 blogs. So I like myself, I have quite a bit, but the concept is very, very good. I don't know if I'm actually have the focus now to contact Yehudis. I might, I'm not promising, but I think definitely the concept is good. So what's the end goal? So we're getting the quotes together. I mean, there are different things
Mashiach.
between, yeah, But I'm saying it's like, are we looking for one-liners like Mashiach matters or like paragraphs? Is this something that's going on the website? Like, what's the like purpose of these quotes? Because that gives a better focus in terms of what it is that we're actually looking for.
No, that's to share it on social media. I think like Rabbi Zusha was saying, Chabad.org has the excellent blurbs already made years already.
Yeah, right.
To get the idea from them. Go to the what they called. Who posted it yesterday? I forgot who posted it 2 days ago. From Tzvi Freeman.
I'm
So, yep.
happy to ask, my cousin is Mayor Simcha Kogan, who's one
Oh,
of the
what are you talking?
So
Sure.
yeah. So I'm happy to ask him if he'd share Mashiach blurbs with us. I think that, I'm not sure how much they have, but one of the good things about them is what they have, they do it very nicely. I think
Right.
that's also something that we have to do
Get an
is
idea.
either invest in a graphic designer or have somebody that could even be a lady, somebody, even a young, I mean, some of these kids today are amazing. So just meaning, because the whole thing with social media is you have 1 second to grab the eye and it's got to look like the background, the writing, there's a fach to it. So I think that if we wanted it to really spread out, the keli should be quite nice. So somebody's got to think about, okay, I mean, if we're just getting Chabad.org stuff, then it's probably done already, then it's not a big deal. If we're taking our own content, then we have to look at, okay, who's going to make this thing look, to social media? It's just not my skill set. Somebody that has that skill set or somebody that's hired to do that.